G'day guys, it's a beautiful day, another weekend, and just wanted to let you know, because we've had like 3 videos on doing this digging and drainage, that it has literally taken about 3 months to dig about 25-30 wheelbarrows full of clay out of this area, and I've just edited and put up 7 videos yesterday. So one thing I wanted to cover was, with all the digging that I was doing and I was sticking to the shovel, I ended up just getting a spade and peeling off big chunks and then throwing those chunks by hand into the wheelbarrow that we had there. And that's why, because it was so sloppy, the second or third heave of a big wad of clay would then splat everywhere. But because I was getting stuck, like literally couldn't move my feet because the gumboots were stuck in the mud, it was a hell of a mission and a very dirty job. And that's why I couldn't record almost any of it, because as soon as I started, my hands were fully clogged up. So that was a bit shit. But what we're doing today, I better turn this light on, is finishing the prep work and maybe doing a little bit of concreting itself. So what we're going to do is, got the hammer drill marked out on my tape where to make it. The acceptable solution that I saw said you have to go 150 millimeters in, or 150 millimeters deep, for your bits of rebar to your foundation to make it worthwhile. That's what you're supposed to do. I've also sort of realized that with this channel through here, I don't know if you can see that water now or not, but this concrete pillar here actually extends to sort of cover that, so won't be able to get that drain up into here, because this is foundation, this is footing that we don't want to touch. So we're going to have to go around it and maybe divert off to the side, or just try and block it up again. Take that expanding foam out, new stuff in, mortar over the top, whatever we need to do, basically. So yeah, so it's supposed to be 150 deep and 500 millimeters apart, so you can sort of see the start of these holes. But that's what we're doing today. Oh, and one other thing though, I'm walking on this plumber's chip, which is supposed to be, help with all the drainage, and it's still so soft underneath. But I also get the feeling that if I get another trailer load, I'm definitely not going to need as much of it. And if I was to like fully compact this down and go get the compactor from High Equip, as Dad said, I'd just be pushing these stones into the clay, and then it would just keep going down and down and down into the clay. I could be doing this for days. So I think we're just gonna leave it as is. It will, the concrete itself will be tied in, and it'll be fine. It's the corner of some garage, right? Like, it's not actually going to be taking a lot of weight. I'm not driving over it. It's just for like me to stand in and then have some tools lying around on benches and shelves and stuff. So probably going a bit all out for this, but hey, that's what we're doing. So I rolled out my damp-proof membrane, and it turns out it's just not quite big enough. So I went to Mitre 10 and got some more, and got myself a cracker to make edges where it's going to crack. A magnesium float, because magnesium is apparently better than anything that you might do with steel when it comes to finishing, which is where the art in this whole process comes from. And all the concrete that I've been able to sort of not use for a little while, I don't know why I've bought this much, but that's like, I don't know if there's anything usable on that. I think it might just be solid. This is the stuff Emma was using upstairs before, so that's all good. We've got our trailer load of builder's mix right there. So yeah, so I'll just throw this out, cut a spot in it for this to come through, so we can fill up around it. Damn, my glass bucket is getting legitimately full. It's truth. So I've cut this slightly oversized and tapped these in, and that's all good. And I've just sort of realized that this step itself is lower than that edge, which is about the same as that back edge. So I'll put a form in, which is like just a boundary to concrete along this edge to build it up, to make it just that little bit higher, and so then at least it's flat, which is the desired thing. And then someone was saying to me a little while ago that, oh, watch out for, if you've got music playing in the background, you could be done by copyright law. And there may be some truth to that, but the videos that I've got up already, it's just got copyright claim on it, but it's just saying that if there are advertisements on that video, then I can't make money from it, which doesn't really matter, because until I get over 1,000 subscribers, I can't be part of the YouTube partnership program or whatever it's called. So who gives a fuck? I'm never going to get to that point. So that's all good, because this is, as I said, mostly for me and Emma and Roman to see like how this place grows. And the fact that anyone watches it for their own entertainment, it sort of baffles me, but it's kind of cool at the same time. So that's why I'm keeping doing it. Yeah, that's right. So I'll get the radio on in a second. Next step though is just to, I've measured this out and just made a little cut so I know where to keep going, and then I'll put that grid in and tie it in, and then we'll get that form sorted out. So I've got a bunch of these things and some pliers, and we'll see if we can work out how to tie this stuff in. I bought a bunch of these thinking, oh, we might use them, and we probably will in the bigger area, but in this area, these bars themselves are going to be what's keeping it off the floor. But also I've noticed this grid itself tends to try and warp a little bit, like it's curved. That's all right, so we'll figure out how to do this. When I was doing all that editing, I definitely preferred the videos that were like, 20-second little clips of this is where I'm at now, instead of the big 7-minute long, like, hey everyone, here's a giant explanation of random shit. Like, the smaller videos were definitely more entertaining. So that's what we'll do. So I'm definitely using the wrong technique, but I did see one video where they cut it off after these little, after all this excess length was poking up. But I'm just going to fold it and tuck it in underneath, like that. But I'll do 2 of these on each one, and just wrapping it around with my hand, and then twisting it with the pliers until it's sort of tight. That'll be fine. So the main thing is just got to try and make sure that the metal that you put in doesn't pierce through this membrane, because that's the thing that's going to be keeping that whole flood of water out of our pad and hopefully flowing down through that hole that we drilled. We did, big 12mm hole, but there's no way I can guarantee it doesn't block up. I figured if I put a pipe in there, what's to stop the pipe blocking up? So it's just a hole, and this rock around it on both sides, so hopefully. Otherwise it'll just find its own way out like it always has. And there's my boxing, framing, bracing, whatever you want to call it. It's not fancy, but it will do. It'll do fine. So, it was a bit big to do in the garage, but sort of just measured out how much we needed, 2.6 by 2.6 scissors, and here we go, this big square here, that's the size we needed. We're done. So it's now Monday night, we're after volleyball and Emma's netball training, and I just wanted to say that over there is what fucked me up on Saturday. I've had to drill up at an angle, get some longer rods. I needed more rod because I didn't even have enough to finish that side off really. So that's up at an angle and then bent down and then bent out, and I'm going to have to basically do a slightly wider footing along there because it is a structural wall and I did need to tie into it. And that little scalloping out, that little space under there is higher than where the pad's going to eventually sit. So I needed to fill that up with concrete and a little bit of steel anyway to tie into it. And it was a pain in the dick, but we've done it. We've done it. So maybe a little bit more plastic over there, but that's all right. Happy enough with this that we should be able to start doing some concrete probably Wednesday when we have time. And we might just do that one first as a bit of a trial and then figure out and then do this one on the weekend. But so that's all the concrete prep. The hard part, I got to say, was like, because Roman, who's just up there, will wake up with any really big noises. So, yeah, had to, grind and hammer drill and stuff like in those like maybe half an hour window while Emma showered him and put him to sleep. Normally I help with that, but we've just got to get this done. I noticed that the installation guy is in town, so 1st of March apparently he'll be coming and taking a look. Also I've ordered the scaffold, about $3,000 worth of scaffold, so that'll be good to do to allow them into this place, but there's definitely a lot of use for it over at the other house as well, getting up and fixing those gutters and getting onto the roof safely. So that is going to be good. Yep, very good to have. So apparently it's gonna rain tomorrow, so we'll get the trailer in here and overnight maybe, yeah, and then make sure the stuff's off the ground so it stays dry. Hey Emma, what have you found?
Lots of gooby bugs.
Lots of gooby bugs?
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, there's a few.
Yeah. I think they're coming in from out there.
Mm.
Because you can see all down here. And they're all down here too.
Mm.
So they're...
Alright. Catch you later, folks. Peace.